Hello, welcome back to the Mervyn League podcast. Hey, John, how are you doing?
Hello, Ben. I'm very well, thank you. How are
Oh,
you?
yes, I'm all right, thank you. Not too bad, not too bad. Just the two of us tonight. Bit of an intimate one for the listeners today, but what a pleasure to be sat opposite the proverbial dinner table with you, John.
Absolutely. Just the two of us. We can make it if we try.
Absolutely. Alf and Ash, we miss you. But it's nice just to have a little one-to-one with you, John, and to talk through this fantastic summer of sport, which is quickly kind of motoring its way through,
It's
and
relentless.
very, it is,
The
isn't
Premier
it?
League comes around too soon, I have to say,
Oh,
every year. But this year in particular, with the Olympics, I suppose, I could have done with a few more weeks. I'm not quite ready for it.
I think you could have done with a few more weeks. Poor Julian Alvarez, he's had
Yeah.
the Premier League, and then he's had Copa America, then he's been playing with the Olympics football team,
Now he's had a
and
transfer.
now he's off to La Liga. So
Well,
he's had a,
at
I
least he
mean,
can stay there, unlike Gallagher, who's flown back home.
well, yeah. Well, all of that kind of chat to come. We're getting ahead of ourselves. And just as you say that it is coming thick and fast, it's round one of the EFL Cup. The Carabao
Yeah.
Cup is happening right now. Can you believe it? The Scottish Premier League is a couple of games deep. It is fast and furious. But let's just put our brakes on the football for a moment and let's go back and relive that wonderful, wonderful Olympic Games. So, John, the Olympics, it's over. It
Yeah, it's
always
over.
feels so short, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's all very heartwarming, isn't it? It was a great games, and now all the nice stories are over. We had so many great moments, memories. Back to
Yeah,
toxic football now.
exactly. Back to tribalism and hardcore
VAR
Gremlin fans.
controversy. Yeah,
Exactly. But it was a fantastic games, wasn't it? I mean,
yeah.
I don't know about you, but Tokyo it it barely registered on
I know.
in
You
my
got to
mind
feel for
because of
Tokyo. No fans.
really do. Yeah. COVID, no fans, you'll never sing that. And but it's back, but with Paris, back with a bang, and it was phenomenal. The fans really made it. So many stories. This Olympic Games had the most marriage proposals out of all the other Olympic Games.
Did it?
Past yet two,
Oh, I
apparently
missed
two
these.
successful ones. But I think there's normally been one sort of every every other sort of Olympic Games. But this time we had two, so it's just lots of romance in the city of love, lot of gold, lot of excitement.
Any
What?
highlights for you? Any late highlights you want to shout out?
Oh,
Anything
yeah.
really kind of get you going?
We talked about last time, didn't we? Some of the swimming, La Baguette and his amazing stuff, and we talked about the BMX stuff. I Something that really stood out to me was the canoe cross. I don't
Oh,
know if you caught that. We did quite
I
well in
missed
it.
all of those stuff. All of that stuff, I have to
Oh,
say.
it was the only thing I can think about with the canoe cross is it looked like a really well organized and run stag do because the idea is mental. Like we're going to start with a couple of guys in a couple of boats, and then we're
Oh, they're
gonna
racing one on
slide
one.
them, and they're racing. There's
Oh,
four of them in a
brilliant.
race
Yeah.
down the rapids. They've got to come back and turn. It was really really good.
Is there
It
much kind of
looked
dirty
amazing.
tactics going on there? They like cutting each
There
other up,
are. Oh, there are
slapping each
big.
other with the paddle? No.
Well, they've got to go around in certain ways, and if they can like bump into each other, they can get their head. That you've got to get your whole head around the pillars
Oh,
that are
yeah.
dangling
Yeah.
down, and if you can bump into somebody and you can get your head around, you can then get off, and then the other person's stuck and they're going upstream. Like it was manic, and then you get one person who just absolutely blitzes it. Um, it was a lot of fun, really good penalties. People finishing, thinking that they'd gone through, only to find that they've been like disqualified because they missed two gates or they didn't get their whole head around. Like it was an amazing
Oh,
watch, really, really exciting. But I think another one was the stories and the narratives that came with both the men and the women's 100-meter sprints. Did you get to
oh,
see
yeah.
those?
Yeah, I did actually. I did see Noah Lyles. He's quite the character. He's got main
Yeah,
character energy, as he said himself.
but I think you need that as a 100-meter sprinter, don't you? You've
You know
got to
what?
have the ego.
I wasn't the biggest fan when he was jumping around, but he spoke quite well in his interviews, and I did end up warming to him a bit. And it is
Yeah,
all the bravado, I suppose.
yeah,
The
it
other
is.
sprinters didn't really know what to do, did they? They were trying to give it some sort of beans with
Yeah,
their own stuff, but they couldn't really compete with jumping man, jumping jack.
and but was it Thompson, the Jamaican, who looked
Yeah,
dead cert to win, didn't he? And it was out of nowhere that Noel Ayres just came back because he didn't win any of his heats, and everyone thought he's all talk and no trousers. Yeah,
he
he
turned up
then
with his trousers, didn't he? Big ones.
he turned up with his trousers, Velcro, whipped him off, and then nailed it when it mattered, when it counted. He turned up, and it's the mark of a champion, isn't it? Can you
Yeah,
do it when it matters? And he's going to have that, isn't he? Forever. He's going to be Olympic champion, champion of
absolutely.
the
And
world.
in the women's, your friend and mine won it.
Yes, she did.
Alfred.
Alfred, and the first medal for her country was a great story. And she won by in impressive fashion in the wet. Um, it was great, but there were quite a few Jamaicans missing. Some of the big names, not too
Yeah,
many, but one or two that were missing.
Shaqiri as well.
However,
Yeah.
she definitely earned that. It was amazing, amazing.
Did
It was
you see the marathons? I thought that was a real highlight, I have to say. For me, the marathon, I've decided, is the Olympic event. It's got to be.
yeah. Why is that?
I don't know. Well, the marathon is like an Olympic distance, isn't it? It's called the
Yeah,
history. You have the medal ceremony, the closing ceremony for the
you
women.
do.
And they had a massive hill. I don't know if you watched it, but they had like a serious, like 14% hill.
Wow, it's
And it
just
was terrific.
grinding away.
Sifan Hassan, who won the women's, 5K bronze, 10K
Yeah,
bronze or silver on Friday night, and then she won.
she had like a
She
day
won
to
with a
recover.
she won with a Tom Pidcock style maneuver on the final corner, barged her out of the way.
God, inspirational.
Yeah, I loved
So,
it.
so it was really like a win for GB. That it was inspired by GB. That women's marathon run.
There was a women's runner who finished it with a broken leg. She got a stress fracture.
Yes, I heard that. Was that
Unbelievable.
during? It's got to be during. You
Yeah,
can't
she
you
did it
can't
right at the start.
knowingly. Oh, that is an Olympian effort right there. Just to finish with. I mean, I'd be like, I'm out.
Yeah, same
If you
here.
know that you've damaged your leg just right at the start, but that's incredible. That's incredible. I also wanted to pick up something that I thought was amazing, and I don't know about you, but Katrina Johnson Thompson in the
Mm.
heptathlon finally got her Olympic medal. For years, being sort of the understudy to Jess Ennis Hill, and then it was TM, the Belgian who's taken on her mantle. But and this year, going into the final day, Johnson Thompson was leading, not by much, but we all thought, oh, is she going to do it? She's going to do it. She's never had a medal. Was it all going to come crashing down? But she held on for silver, and it's one that you get really invested in because it's the 2 day, and
Yeah,
I was really pleased for her that she got that.
serious skills to be doing. Some medals. Sorry, have more value than others for sure. I mean,
Yeah,
the heptathlete and the decathletes. That's a serious amount of training.
yeah.
They must be looking at Noah Lyles thinking, mate,
You know
9.7
nothing.
seconds, and here I am.
'Cause you've got to really be a jack of all trades, haven't you? Because you've got to do
Yeah,
starts with the hurdles, then there's high jump, there's javelin, there's a long jump,
yeah. They're jumping
there's
long,
800
jumping
meters,
high.
there's all
They're throwing balls. They're throwing sticks.
shot. But yeah, I mean, because they're all quite toned, they're all very sort. They're not big, bulky people who are like normally doing the shot put. Yet they still have to produce the power, the output. I mean, it's incredible. So yeah, she was amazing. I love that. Was really pleased. Really, really pleased for her. And
Well, I'm
then,
sure she'll be pleased to have your endorsement and our endorsement.
oh, absolutely, Katrina Johnson Thompson. If you're listening, just a huge well done from everybody at the Mervyn League podcast. We'd love to have you on. So if anyone's listening and can put us in touch, we'd love to personally congratulate her. And then, did you see the Swedish pole vaulter who
Yeah,
broke his world record for like a ninth time?
he's
I
quite a
had the
character.
and the King of Sweden was there, and was it his brother or his teammate? And they were like punching each other, weren't they, in the crowd? Did you see this?
Yeah, I
In their
did see all his celebrations. Yeah, yeah, lots of good-looking Swedish people congratulating each other. Really, wasn't it? Very successful.
it was amazing. Just he's done it. Was it 9 times, and he beats it by 1 centimeter every time. All to do with like sponsorships and stuff. He's getting squeezing out more. I mean, it's an amazing feat, but you don't want to necessarily think of it so cynically as that. But
He's
is it
going to
just
ride.
that?
I read he's going to race Warholm in the 100 meter sprint before the next Diamond League to settle some beef.
Oh, is
Warholm is
Warhol one of
that
the other?
400 meter hurdler, and
Oh,
Duplantis reckons he can beat him over 100 meters. Duplantis apparently also has dreams of competing in the sprint relay for Sweden.
wow! Like is it Svenke Bol, the Dutch hurdler?
Femke, yeah,
Femke Bol, sorry, Femke Bol, who was part of the relay, and in fact she sprinted them to gold, didn't she? She had an amazing last leg.
yeah,
But
yeah. And that American who beat her broke the world record. That was quite
yeah,
something.
yeah,
Anyway, we can't
it's
cover it all,
phenomenal.
can we?
We can't talk about it all, but it
Where's
was
the
a
toxic
great.
stuff? Where's the toxic transfer news?
Oh, well, John, let's move on to that um, very, very shortly because I do want to touch on the
Go
closing
on.
ceremony and the transfer, the handover from Paris to LA.
I've seen
Now,
highlights. I
you've
have to
seen the
say, I
highlights.
didn't see it live.
Well, Ash and I, we were texting about it, and what I remember from the London one was the Industrial Revolution. I remember the Spice Girls and buses. I remember like it was amazing,
That
great
was the opening
celebration.
ceremony, wasn't it?
Was that opening or
Yeah,
anyway?
that was
I've
opening.
got those vivid memories of it just being a celebration.
Yeah,
Now, what they did with the closing ceremony at Paris is they started it off a cappella song, was beautifully tasteful, really really nice, and then Marchand takes the flame and basically you see him for 5 minutes and then he just disappears. He goes on this walk and you just don't see him again for hours.
oh
Anyway,
right.
whilst this
What
is
does he
happening,
walk to LA?
he supposedly walks from wherever it started, which looked like Versailles or like some palace somewhere. It was beautiful, and
Yep,
then he's
old
basically
pretty
walks
building.
to the stadium, supposedly holding this candle, looking super awkward. He has like no idea what he's doing. Anyway, they get there, and then there's the map. They get all the maps on the floor made out of staging. They get all the athletes in, all the flags. They do all of this, and
Oh yeah.
then they start this story, which is supposedly this golden voyager from space descends upon Earth where the Olympics is no more, and he discovers the Olympic rings and he raises them back up to this like utopian sci-fi Olympics. And it
Wow,
was it
that's
was
conceptual.
so bizarre and it was so slow.
You didn't like it. You can
It
say it was
was
bad. Do you want to say it was bad?
it was like a demonic opera. It was crazy. They had a guy shot vertically up out of nowhere and he was playing the piano and it was supposedly he was playing a hymn to the god of Apollo, which they
Yeah,
found in some ruins, and he had this crazy long black thing. It was like a poor Evanescence tribute act. And whilst he's doing that, this gold guy is like flailing around, and these other white creatures are spinning on these. It was just so odd. Nothing to do with sport at all, or with Paris. It was, as you say, it was. It's like in Strictly Come Dancing when everyone's got their traditional dances, and then someone comes out and does this like contemporary piece, and everyone's like, "What did I just watch?" It was that
yeah.
for
What you
about
think? You
three.
want the waltz. You don't want.
Yeah, bring the foxtrot.
You don't want breaking. You want the waltz.
Exactly. Yeah, Paul
I have to
Rankin.
admit, I quite like. I'm in it. I'm in it for the breaking. Give me a twerk.
Well, you breakdancing isn't going to make it next year in the next Olympics, I should say. But
I caught a bit of
anyway,
that. Anyway, we
Ray
can't
Gun.
talk
I
about it
mean, we
all.
can't talk about her. It's too much to talk about her. It's crazy. But anyway, Tom Cruise he descends from the top of the Parc de France. Classic. Puts a flag on the motorbike, and then sort of drives off. Anyway, it lands in the US, and you've got the Red Hot Chili Peppers who kick off this gig on the beach, on Venice Beach. Flea is going nuts, and it's great fun.
Oh
And you
God,
get Billie Eilish, who's, I'm going to say it, I think she's miming. I don't think she sung that. She
What
sings
with a
this
hushed
thing.
tone? You think it's so hushed?
Yeah, because she had her mic like 20 yards away from her
She
face.
does a lot of away from the
Yeah,
mic.
but
But that
I
look,
don't think she was.
that's a strong allegation, Ben. Are you going to stick with that?
I'm going to put it out there. I think she
Okay,
mimed. I think she mimed.
okay. Sorry to all
Um,
you Eilish fans out there. Please don't
yep.
troll us.
Don't troll us. I'm a bad guy, or whatever the song is.
Oh yeah,
I don't even
yeah.
know.
Very good.
Anyway, it then finished with Snoop Dogg.
Legend. He's
And
been a legend of the Olympics.
he's
That
been
man's
a massive
positivity knows no bounds. Snoop
he's been a
Doggy
massive
Dogg.
component, hasn't he? But it
Sipping on
finished with
some gin and
him
juice.
and a lady twerking on a like chromed
Yeah,
chopper bike. And
that's
it was
good.
just a hilarious picture where we started with the class and the culture of Paris
Yeah, but you
and then
want LA.
finished
You
with
want some
Venice
Compton
Beach.
stuff. You want
It
some
was,
like
yeah,
Bloods and
Dre
the
came
Crips. I
out,
don't know.
drop it like it's hot. It was just, what a scene. Anyway, let's park the Olympics. It's finished. We'll pick it
It's
up again in
parked.
4 years.
Parked.
Paris, it was great fun, but let's move on to what we've all been waiting for all summer long, and that is the return of the Premier League. John, the Premier League, it's back.
The Premier
It's
League's back.
back. Can you, Adam and Eve it? It's already here.
I can't add it. I can't Adam and Eve it. I mean, we're 2 days away. What's the opening game? Man United against Fulham. Is it?
Fulham.
I want to say.
Yeah. Friday night game, Friday night
Oh,
lights. And it's all here. I mean, I totally forgot the Charity Shield was on. I was away.
yeah, I
I
missed
looked
that.
at my phone and then was like, oh, I didn't even know that was happening.
It's basically a friendly cup, isn't it? I can't
It
really be
is.
bothered with
But
that. Penalties. Yeah,
but
who
let's
cares,
get
really?
right into it. Let's get right into the thick of the Premier League.
Transfers, I suppose, is where it starts for the
Yeah.
summer.
Go on. Well, your boys have done quite a bit of movement, haven't they? They've done quite
We've
well.
done well, I think. We've done well.
Yeah. What who have you got? Calafiori.
Yeah, very handsome man.
Mm.
Can play on the
Yeah.
left, can play in the centre. I don't know if he'll. Time will tell. I don't know if he's going to start. I imagine not.
Well, yeah. I mean, who
But
is
I don't
your?
know.
Who? This is Arsenal, for those who haven't
This is Arsenal.
put that
This
together.
is
But
the Arsenal.
go on. Who's your starting back four? Back five? Back four?
Well, Zinchenko started a lot of the recent friendlies. That's mainly because Timber is still permanently injured. Timber's supposed to be the saviour at left back.
Yeah.
Made a really good start last season and immediately got injured.
Is he the cliche?
I've got to say, he seems very prone.
Yeah. Do you
Is
think
he
so?
cliche?
I was going to say, is he no, not go cliche, but is he the cliche of like he's going to come back and it's going to feel like a new signing?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I hope not. I think, yeah, he's been on. You know, when they do like kit reveals, he's often their first man. You know,
Well, because he's got nothing else to do, has he?
and he's one of those players that's got better and better the less he's played because the fans, you know, he's the answer every time Zinchenko has a bad game. The injured man is the answer. So we'll see. But yeah, Saliba, Gabriel, Ben White. Maybe the Calafiori play on the left. Maybe he'll challenge. But it's extra depth, isn't it? That's the thing. It's a very serious transfer.
They've done really well, I think, Arsenal, with, as you say, adding depth, because it is a really strong squad. There aren't many holes in it. You could argue.
There's calls for a striker, isn't there? Is that what you're going
Calls
to
for
say?
striker.
Goal scorer? Yeah.
I mean, does Alex Partey, that his kind of role, does that need replacing? Does that need filling? Possibly.
I don't know. You got Jorginho on the bench as well.
Yeah, but is that enough? Just that's the question.
See. I think it might be, but I don't think it will come down.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd imagine. I mean, you'd hope that Arsenal are going to be right up there challenging again.
And in terms of outgoings, obviously Smith Rowe has gone.
Yeah, sad, but good move.
Yeah, really sad, I think.
I think he's going to work out well. Over to your boys.
He might. His move to Marseille didn't materialise.
No.
Yeah. Bournemouth are in the market.
So what about Bournemouth then? Where are you at?
Oh, it's a great question. Oh, it's a lot of noises. We've just sold star striker Dominic Solanke, 65 million. Some of that money's gone to Liverpool. Um,
You brought in some other striker that I saw. Where's it?
we
Flamenco?
did. We brought
No,
in
no.
Jefferson, who was from Sheffield United. So
Oh, okay.
another kind of young, talented prospect. He's not. We haven't bought him to start, but I think he's going to have to start because we had a loan in January. Guy Enes Unal, Turkish striker from
Oh yeah.
Getafe.
He was exciting to watch.
He's good fun. Like I think
He was good fun.
he's
He was a
again
bit
not like your
chaos.
leading guy, but he's depth and he's like a plan B option. He can get on the end of a header from a cross corner. Is a bit of a nuisance, but
So has he
he's
gone now? Is
injured.
he back to?
No, he's no.
He's
We
injured.
made that permanent.
Oh, okay.
But he's injured. Solanke's gone. We've got Jefferson, who we were. I'd read that potentially thinking of loaning him out to a championship club to kind of get some more steady minutes, but I think he's now going to have to start unless Antoine Semenyo, who had a fantastic season last season, could play as that focal point. He plays there for Ghana. I think he had played there a bit for Bristol City when he was there before we signed him. So there's options. Cliver has done a little bit in the past. Justin Cliver, he took
Yeah.
penalties during pre-season, so it's really up in the air. But that we do need to fill that space
I'd feel positive
massively.
for you lot. You got a great manager. In the Basque managers, you got to trust. The
Yeah,
Basque is where it's at.
there's 4 of them in the league this
I
season,
know. I know.
which is very exciting. They do fantastically well, don't they? The Basque region.
Yeah, and I think you're guaranteed top 17.
That's. I think it's very kind. I think a lot of people are saying top 10, breach that top 10 gap, and that would be
Top 10. That would be phenomenal.
success. That would be like not success. That's the hope. Top 10.
Yeah, success is staying up, I presume, still.
I think success is like 10th to 14th, like being like a real fixed mainstay.
Yeah, to be fair, if you're
But
scraping
then,
up, you're looking at the manager going, you're looking at things going a bit awry. But it all depends how you play as well, doesn't it? It depends.
yeah, and I think that's the thing. The football is great under Iraola. We love
Yeah,
it. It's very
and that
attacking. It's very
yeah.
fun. We've strengthened a couple of other positions. There's still question marks on the keeper, but we've got others. We have got others. It would be
You'd love
exciting.
Rambo back, wouldn't you?
Oh, yeah, we'd have him back. Absolutely.
Could be off to
I mean,
Ajax.
I don't know why he's not starting, to be honest, but
You can't
anyway.
cling on to that.
He'll be England's next number 1 after Pickford.
Maybe.
Pickford, absolutely. Well, hey, we talked about last time. We were going to do a couple of predictions.
Yeah, come on, let's get.
We were going to do some of that. So I think it's
Now's the time.
in a new segment I'd like to call Cojone time, and it's time to get our cojones out, lay them on the line,
Yep.
put down some solid predictions.
Yep. They
We'll
won't
talk
age
about a
well.
couple of other teams in a minute, but John, I'd love to know
Come on in.
who is going to win the title and make up your top 4.
Okay. Number 1, Championes, cojones. I will back the boys. I'll say Arsenal.
Yep. Okay. Arsenal number 1.
Second, I'll go Manchester City.
Yep. Is that going to be a big points gap? Tight points gap?
It is
Down to the wire?
It's going to be between 5 and 10 points.
Oh.
So relatively big.
Yeah. Okay. So that's your top 2. Who else have you got?
That's my top 2, and now I'm completely lost, and I haven't written anything down, and I think you could pick from a lot of teams here. I've read a lot of people just automatically putting Liverpool here. I'm not sure. Didn't Zubamendi he snubbed them? I like the look of the manager. I think he's a good guy. Yeah. He's going to play good stuff, but I feel like I don't know. I feel like they're in a weird transition now, aren't they?
Yeah. You feel like they needed to.
I'm not sure they quite know. I don't think they have a clear idea of where they think they should be either. So I think that's going to leave them a bit kind of.
And what are they?
It's hard to think who could beat them.
Are they still Champions League? Yeah, they are, aren't they, this year? So they've got Europe
Yeah,
football, so it's going to be busy.
I will still
So
put them down as third.
yep, okay. And who are you going to round off that top
And you
four
know
with?
what? I'm going to go wild card fourth here. Are you with me?
Yep,
Oh, sorry, thought I lost you there.
that's right. And
I'm going
who
to
are
go
you
for a
going to round
wild
off?
card fourth.
Oh, yeah, go on.
Chelsea.
Wow.
Chelsea.
Can you show your working? Like, how are you? How are you getting to that one? Chelsea top four.
Well, part of me wants to be controversial. Well,
Oh,
the
fair
thing
enough.
is, like, yeah, I don't agree with their approach. I think it's a bit. Well, it's also just chaotic if you're a fan. I
Oh
imagine
my
like it's quite
goodness.
hard to like get behind players when you don't know who's going to be in the squad,
Oh my
and
goodness. It's got
it must
it's
feel pretty hollow, just like being linked to the. I can't imagine there's much excitement for a new transfer if you're a Chelsea fan anymore.
no, because they're
I mean,
coming
it's probably
left,
been
right, and
happening for a
centre.
long time. Yeah, exactly. At the same time, they've got a lot of good players, and I started to see. Sometimes I like youth. I like
Yeah,
when youth get on a run; they can be really pretty dangerous. And
yeah. But obviously, got a new
yeah,
manager in Maresca who
yeah,
led Leicester to the title in the Championship,
yeah,
formerly on the coaching team of Pep Guardiola,
yeah, and looks exactly
and
like him.
looks exactly like him. Yeah. But you're going to put them as your top four. Okay, I'm going to go for mine.
Go on,
You ready?
I'm ready.
Arsenal are going to win this
No
season.
way. I was about to slate you for being boring and saying City.
Arsenal are going to win this year.
Yes, man.
City are going to come second. It's going to be tight. It's going to be close,
So
much
what are
closer
you
than
put?
what
I
yours.
put a figure on it. What figure are
I
you
think
going
it's
to put
going
on
to
that?
be within 3 points.
All right. Okay. It's
I
going to be
think
a thriller then.
it's going to be really tight. We'll have another title race. I'm then going to put Liverpool in there
Yeah.
because their squad is still very good, even though they've not necessarily added.
Hmm.
At time of recording, there's still like another 2 weeks to go. I think they will make a couple of changes, but they still have a very good squad. Cody Gakpo had a great Euros. Would love to see him get more minutes. Jabozlai did well. Talk of
Trent.
playing McAllister further forward. I think a
Oh,
little bit more
McAllister. I
like
forgot about him.
he did for his Brighton days. So I think they'll
Yeah, they
do
have
really
got good
well.
players. Yeah, yeah.
I think, and they've obviously still got Salah. You can't overlook that. Um, so I think they'll be there. And then my fourth team, slightly controversial wild card, is United. I think they're going to get back in
Oh, yeah.
the
I don't
top
know with
four.
them anymore. I'm really a bit confused. I think they've finally got to the point where their expectations seem to have been managed. You know,
Yeah,
it's been a while since I've heard them come into a season. I think genuinely this time now, I feel like they are aiming for the top four.
yeah.
I mean, even last
That's
season there was
successful.
chat of
Champions League
like
football. Yeah,
there was chat last year, wasn't there, of like, oh, top two, maybe United can win it. You know,
yeah. There
but
were.
but this time I don't hear much of that, which I think could be quite positive. And
Yeah.
especially with
I
the
think,
FA Cup win, yeah,
yeah,
they're the positives, but the negatives,
there's still a lot of negatives there.
yeah,
And I was listening to something earlier in the week, and they were talking about United and how, Ineos, new owners, everybody's in there, and it's like new start, and they've laid people off, and they're doing all this stuff. This was from the BBC, and they were talking about then new start, and they're going to start that by signing two old Ajax players that
yeah,
Ten
the
Hag used to
Ajax team
manage.
from like 2019 or 2018, whatever. Yeah,
And it was so true. It was like, how do we start this new legacy
yeah,
by
because
going back to something old? But
Delict hasn't been good anywhere, has he? I mean, he's going to be all right, but it's
yeah,
not like
he's still a really good centre back. I think he still walks into 95% of the teams in the league.
has he been that impressive for Bayern or for Juve? I don't know. He seems to be
Mixed.
to me one of them that's talked about a lot, but I actually haven't
Yeah.
seen it yet. And the Premier League's tough.
It's very tough, and particularly he's going to be looked to a lot. Um, but I think they're going to be. I think they have a little bit more about them this year. I think they'll be a little bit more
I think
settled.
Garnacho and their youth
Garnacho, they've
could
got
be good. Yeah,
Bruno Fernandes is still amazing, so
yeah,
they've got a
yeah.
lot going for them and a lot going against them. But I think they're going to do it this year. I think they're going to get top four. I think they're going to beat out Spurs. Villa, I think, will fade struggling with Europe. Newcastle,
Yeah,
I think, will be
classic.
better than last year because they don't have European football this year. I think they'll be better.
West Ham.
West Ham. Well, I wanted to know your surprise package, whether that was a player or a team, and where do West Ham feature for you? Because they've made some
Yeah,
really shrewd signings,
yeah,
particularly one being one of our favourite German players from our Euro episodes, Nicholas
yeah.
Füllkrug. Um,
Ali McCoist's favourite player.
how's he going to do?
Well, I do think Moyes has laid a boring, solid foundation, and now, yeah, I think they could be a good surprise. Still
Yeah,
got Bowen, Wan-Bissaka, another very
added
good
Wan-Bissaka.
cheap signing.
Yeah, added Crescencio Somerville from Leeds, who was
Oh, did they?
player of
Oh,
the
yeah,
season. Something like
yeah,
still got a lot of attacking options there.
yeah. I think they could be good down there.
They could be
I
good
think they
value.
could be good.
Could be good value. I do just want to touch very briefly on Solanke to Spurs and just sort of
Are
say
you
I
sad about
think,
that?
yeah, I am sad. I'm sad that we as a club didn't put up more of a fight because we didn't need to sell him
But for
because
that
he's
money,
got years on his. He's still got years left on his deal, so we weren't in a dire need to sell. Obviously, there's FSP, and I don't know if that had any bearing at all. But in his favour, he's had his best Premier League season, and he's probably earned it. And it
yeah.
was
Well, I
only a
think
matter of time that he was
he's
going to
finally
go.
come back, didn't he? He last year with Bournemouth finally got his reputation back on, like he was doing well.
Yeah,
Big risk if you're him now to move. I mean,
yeah.
I
I
thought he could
think,
have kind of cashed in on that and then had another good year, and then
yeah.
it's
I mean,
very risky.
I think it is equally risky that we kept him and he didn't do as well. Like last season was a bit of an anomaly. Um, I mean, he had two great seasons in the Championship before we came back up, but last year was his best year, top flight. And I think we've cashed in at the right time in terms of stock. His stock is super high, so well done
High
him.
stock,
I do really
good
do
business.
wish him well, and I would love, therefore, Tottenham to do very well. I think they're going to come fifth. I think they're going to.
Come on,
I
mate.
think they'll do all right. I think Son will go back to the creative, fun, energetic player that he was when he had Harry Kane. Because obviously, they used to score so much together, and I think without Harry Kane, he's had to try and be the focal point, and I think he's so much better,
Yeah, I
not
think they'll
just the
do well
focal
to
point.
finish
So
fifth. I
I
think
think
there's
they'll
so much
do
competition around that mid-table. I can see them lower than that personally, but that's
well.
also what I want to see. I struggle
So
to be
exactly, and you want to see Chelsea in the top four.
Well, I don't want to see Chelsea in the top four.
Let's move on to just another um, quite important topic, really, in terms of the shape of this season and what is going to be a major narrative, and that is the news that Man City's 115 breaches, charges,
Yeah,
stuff is they're going to look into it. They're going to decide this
January. I
season.
heard the hearing will end.
Yeah, they're hopefully going to have a decision by then.
Oh God, it's bad. It's bad whichever way you look at it. No one's going to be happy here at the end.
No, well,
The fans will continue to use it against them.
yeah,
Maybe fair enough, but there's also just an element of, I don't want to say jealousy, but it is just like they just spent a lot of money. But what you can't argue is a lot of clubs are going to spend a lot of money now, but they've spent it really well. It's more
yeah.
than that. So even I would feel a bit bad if, I don't know.
Would you feel bad if they say Arsenal if they take away titles and then Arsenal
Yeah,
suddenly
that's
gone?
rubbish. I wouldn't see that. I wouldn't think of, oh,
Is
we won the
that's not a
Premier
real
League.
win for you?
That'd be a terrible way to win it, wouldn't it? Yeah, not for me. I think that'd be a
That's
horrible way to win it.
that's an asterisk win. That's not a
Yeah, it'd be an asterisk win for Arsenal,
yeah. That's
and
what
I
I
don't
mean.
want that. I want a full-blooded one.
So you think there's even more riding on it for this season then?
Yeah, I hope.
Amidst all the
Yeah, I hope it gets cleared up soon. It's a bit, I don't want to say boring, but it's a bit like football's pretty dirty anyway with
yeah
the monies. I don't know. I feel like there's no, not that you have to ignore it, but it's like it's there,
yeah.
and this isn't going to clear it up even if they get charged.
No, it's going to be. I mean, the only other thing it's not necessarily the same, but in terms of very dramatic big club instances like this would be like Juventus a couple of years ago.
Yeah, but that was like more.
Like, wasn't that
That
more
was
like
for me. That was more
match
blatant
fixing
cheating,
or
exactly,
yeah?
and bribing refs and
And
stuff like that.
they got relegated and stuff. So I mean, whatever happens, it's going to be massive, and it's going to be, as you say, it's going to be dirty. It's going to be um,
No,
intriguing.
no fan's
It's
going to be happy either. They're still gonna. You're still going to read the same comments.
yeah. But if anything, I think it fueled. I think last season we wanted somebody else to win the title instead of having they had done the treble. They'd won it 3 years in a row. City going for a historic fourth, which they then did. I think last season we wanted somebody new. I think this season we want somebody new even more, don't we?
Yeah,
We don't just want City to win.
I've been an admirer of the dynasty in a way because I've quite liked the way Pep's done it. I haven't minded watching them to an extent. Tell you what, I'm absolute. Last year I was over it.
Yeah,
Now I'm really over it. It's
yeah.
time. It's time for that dynasty to fall.
You're smelling blood. You're circling, and
Yeah.
you're
Let's watch them.
Let's be having them.
Yeah, let's be
Right. Let's get back to some more predictions. Let's get back. I'd love to know.
Yeah, come on then.
Who's going to get relegated? Who's going down? We don't want to. I mean, it sounds a bit morbid to talk about that just before we've started the league. Ipswich, Southampton,
Crikey.
Leicester have come up.
Yeah.
But who is going down? Last year, the promoted three went straight back down. Is the same thing going to happen again? Shall I give you mine?
Look, Ipswich are going to struggle.
Yeah?
Yeah, go on. Give me yours. Give me yours.
Yeah. So I think, this is no particular order, but I think we're going to see Southampton, Ipswich and Forest go down.
Yeah, I looked at Forest straight away.
I think Forest's time is up. And I think they've had a whole host of crazy signings, managers, and I think their chickens are coming home to roost. I don't think Southampton they don't have enough about them. I think Ipswich are going to be like Luton again last year. We're going to all absolutely love them. They're going to be great value, but I just can't see them competing.
Yeah, there's no way. They've got their good manager, but he's destined for. Even if he gets relegated with them, he's going to a big job.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm also looking at Wolves.
Oh, you don't think Gary O'Neill's going to?
I'm thinking they might struggle.
Monday Night Football his way to another good performance.
I'm looking at Everton. I'm thinking they might struggle.
Well, they actually would have finished, I think, either just behind us or just above us if they hadn't had their points total reduced last season.
Yeah, that's true.
So there's enough about
your favourite manager.
Oh, Sean Dyche.
Give him a break.
Yeah, I'd love to. I'd love to give him a break from football. Gee whiz. Sean Dyche.
Yeah, Brentford, Fulham. I don't know. There are a lot of teams that could potentially be bad, but also could potentially be good. Yeah, Palace are losing all their good players, aren't they?
Eze's potentially
Elise's gone.
Elise's gone.
Gahey, there's bids coming in for Gahey.
Yeah. At least Mateta did well at the Olympics. So
exactly, and he did really well for them in the last year.
And Adam Wharton had a great experience at the Euros by being in the camp and playing 0 minutes. So who do you think, who's going down then? Go on.
Well, okay, let me just pick. I'll go with Ipswich for sure. Nailed on.
Yep.
I will also say Forest.
Yep.
And I'll just say Wolves. To be honest, that could be absolutely terrible, but you know.
Yeah, I have no idea about Leicester, but I think they've just got the wherewithal to handle it, I think, a little bit better. But I
forgot about Leicester.
I feel like they've got a bit of a FPS thing hanging over them.
I forgot about Leicester.
But I think they'll be okay.
I might switch Leicester out for Forest.
Yeah, or Wolves. I'm amazed you're putting Wolves. Anyway, that's.
I'm amazed as well. I don't know. It's based on nothing.
And that's what we want, though. We want to get your cojones out, and we want to see.
I'm not a professional pundit.
No, that's true. Neither am I, just to clear that up.
Are you not?
No. But, it would be nice, wouldn't it? Lastly, who's going to be the first manager to be sacked? Who's getting the chop first?
Flip. Who almost got the chop? Well, Ten Hag, obviously, until he didn't.
Yep. He's probably safe, bar an absolute implosion.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is going to happen.
You're going to go Ten Hag. You're going to...
Yep.
Brailsford and Radcliffe are going to just have... They're going to go 4 games in.
They're going to completely... They're going to play poorly again, and then they're going to completely regret their decision. De Ligt's going to struggle.
They'll be out
Anthony's
one of the
going to
cups
get
early.
sent off.
Yeah. Bruno will do his...
Again, that I do see signs of life in them, but I also see signs of death.
Okay. I'm going to say Maresca at Chelsea. I just cannot...
Oh, yeah, I mean,
I just cannot see
the merry-go-round.
Him ending the season. I think he's going to be gone.
It's a tough job, isn't it?
I think he's going to be gone by Christmas. Before Christmas, he'll be gone.
If you think how trigger-happy Bowley is on players, he's going to be the same.
He's the same with his bosses. Well, we're going to see what's going to happen. It's a long season, as we all know, starting mid-August. There's all the cups. There's the winter break. There's the Club World Cup expanded thing that's going to happen next summer. Like, it's such a long slog of a season. International breaks coming up as well, early September. There's so much going on, but my goodness, it's great to have it back, isn't it? It's great to have it back.
I can't wait. I can't wait. Yeah, I'm here for it. I'm here for the clips of Roy Keane getting really angry. I'm here for managers saying it's the worst decision they've ever seen in football.
VAR controversy. Yeah. Automated offsides. Like,
Gary Neville's oohs and ahs.
Yeah. Carragher's rants.
Highlights of Champions League on the BBC. I read that. You can watch all the highlights on the BBC now. That'll be nice.
Great advert. Well done, John. Well done.
It's okay. To our colleagues at the BBC.
Yeah. Great people. Nice guys at the BBC.
They're all right.
Some of them. But let's leave it there for now. And I think it's very, very exciting. The football, it's back. And I can't wait for it. Just as a very short note to say that we're actually all going to be meeting up in person, aren't we? Very, very soon.
Cricket.
The cricket.
No Ben Stokes.
No Ben Stokes, which is going to be really sad.
Yes, he did it in that Mickey Mouse tournament.
Running for a single, pulled his hamstring in the 100. I mean, you couldn't write it. His aim was to get fit for the Test summer, and he's out playing in the 100.
There's going to be a lot of people very angry that happened in the 100. It's not a good look.
No, it's not the 100.
It could have happened anywhere.
Could
have happened in any game. Could have been a warm-up, but it's not a good look for the 100.
It's not.
Unfortunately.
It's not. But hey, that's going to be exciting there, just to catch up all in person, because we're all spread out across the land, and it'll be nice to come together to watch a bit of cricket together. But it's back. The football's back Friday. Depending on when you're listening to this, it's either happening this evening or it's already happened, and you've had a great opening night of the.
It's happened. Wolves have won 5 now, and so have Man United.
Yeah, I mean they're not playing on Friday, but
they're playing us. We're playing them.
Yes, they are playing you on Saturday.
Oh yeah, Okay.
But Friday night, United Fulham. It's going to be a great one.
Win 5 now. Sorry,
we've got Forest first game. Can't wait for that. It's going to be exciting. But hey, let's leave it there, and let's look forward with excitement, with hope, through sort of the gaps in our fingers at the new Premier League season. I cannot wait. John, this has been a pleasure. And we'll see you next time on the Mervyn League podcast. Mate, have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.